Alrighty, I'm only a couple minutes late this time. That's pretty close. That's pretty close to being on time. Wouldn't you say? Wouldn't you say? Pretty close. Pretty close. How y'all doing? What's up, Marco? Ground Fog, how are you? BNA in the house. Neil, how's y'all's week been? Everybody had a pretty good week? Besides working at Lowe's, I've been pretty lazy for the rest of it, personally. Been lazy. I've had a bit of a lazy week. Faux show. We were busy. I was very busy last week. I had a lot going on last week, and including Friday, I had a bunch of stuff going on, and was just like could not squeeze in the live. I just had there's just too much going on, and I was just sore and tired and had a headache, and just yeah. Last Friday, it was just not going to happen. So I apologize. I apologize. Y'all should know by now that that I can't. I'm with a big family, lots of kids, lots of crap going on, and having my health issues between sleep apnea and a bad back and constant chronic migraines and tension headaches. I can't always do it. Can't always do it. No promises. I don't make promises, but I do my best and I try. Okay. So all right. As I posted in the uh, description, I guess it's the description or notes or whatever for the live today. I got a new knife finally. Finally, I got a new knife, and that is the Mangana Steel Aurelia, and here it is in all its glory. So yes, a very standard average knife. I mean, there's nothing, first look at it, shape, design, everything's kind of like, footprint of what a typical folding knife is. It is titanium, obviously, and magna cut for the steel. And the big difference that this one shines out with amongst all the others is the way Sharif did the pocket clip. And I don't know if in anybody else's, because I know a handful of people have had the prototypes, the one or two prototypes that Sharif had made. He had only, I think, maybe two. Um, but I know Stevie, about 6 or 7 months ago, he did he did an overview video. But the big thing where this thing shines as being different is in the way this pocket clip has been done. I got a smudge or yeah, something right there. There we go. So the way this pocket clip has been done, it's a relatively thin pocket clip, and what's really sweet is that it's been cut out around it into the titanium scale. The handle there has been cut out and milled down. So the clip, this part of the clip where you have the end scoop, sits much lower than it would otherwise if you did not do that milling job. So what that does is that allows the scoop part of it to altogether sit lower. Ah, crap. Hold on a second. This thing almost. Uh, I don't know what happened. Hold on. Let me. Can y'all still see me? Because on StreamYard it shows myself as being just a black screen right now. Yeah, I went dark. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Hear you. You can hear me, but you can't see me. All right. This like happens like once in a blue moon, and let me leave studio. All right, I'm back. Y'all see me now? We good? Marco, you're a ghost. Black is beautiful. Yeah, so I don't know why that does that. Like every once in a while, it's actually been a long time since I had StreamYard do that. I don't. I'm assuming that's a StreamYard thing. I don't think it's my internet. I'm pretty sure it's not my internet. But yeah. So, oh, did I really scare you, Dwayne? I don't think so. You're funny. So, because of the milling out, it allows that clip to be a little bit thinner and it's lower profile. And you know, amazingly, it goes in and out of the pocket beautifully, super smooth in and out of the pocket. But then when you've got it in your hand, left or right hand, because that clip sits all that much lower and is thinner, you feel even less of it. So, like, guaranteed no hot spots. And that is freaking awesome. So, I don't think, as far as I know, Sharif is the only one who's done this on a knife, has had the clip landing pad recessed like that, milled out on the scale. And hold on a second. Let me reject the wife and then text her and let her know that I am live and to leave me alone. uh, yeah. Yep. Just texted her, said I'm live, leave me alone. No, I didn't say leave me alone. But, so yeah, that's really cool that he did that. There who was it? Was it Lion Steel or one of the Italian manufacturers did a knife where the clip like sinks down. It's on like a spring, and so it like buries itself into the handle scale. But Sharif is the first person that I know who's done that. Who's done a milled out cutout like that. So that's really cool. He did do, if you can see in here, he did do the jimping for the lock bar, and he just mirrored it, did it on both sides, so that kind of gives it, a little bit of a nice visual effect. And I mean, it serves absolutely no purpose, functioning wise, having it on the opposite side of the lock bar. It's just a visual thing, but I like it. I think that looks cool to have it mirrored up like that. So, yeah, it's and of course it's razor sharp. I do love the thumb studs. His prototype, the one that he had at Blade Show last year, had a different set of thumb studs on it, and did not like those at all. Did not like them at all. And the jimping on the spine here is really really nice. My phone keeps going off notification wise for the cameras outside because the kids are going in and out of the house and all over the place. Let me get rid of all those notifications and silence the phone. It was getting annoying. It was annoying for me. I don't know about you guys, but yeah. So I believe I want to say the jimping was a little bit different on his prototype that he had at Blade Show last year. Um, it is not. It was. It still makes that noise. That's it. I'm turning the damn phone off. Shut up. So it was not designed as a front flipper, even though you can obviously front flip it. I tried to do it really slow and keep it in the camera frame instead of going fast. But you can front flip it. The reason why it's designed that way with that little nubby right there is because of where it meets up with the stop pin, and it sits just right there in front of that stop pin. I don't know if it's really making it's not making contact per se, definite contact with the stop pin, but it's right there in front of it, with just like a milli amount of space between it to so that if it you did baton it when you shouldn't, it won't, that stop pin, it will hit that stop pin and keep it from folding back on you. Detent is nice. It is really dialed down super well. I forget who the OEM is, but they did a really good job. Another kind of a cool thing, again, kind of a standard blank backspacer with the hidden lanyard loop there, but when you flip it over and you look on the inside, there's milling done in a pattern done on the inside of that backspacer. So that's kind of interesting that he did it up like that, had him do it like that. I don't know if that was for design aesthetics reasons or if that was done for weight relief. But yeah, so I like it. I'm really happy with it. Sharif was his purpose with this knife after the Kamano and all his other designs with all the other companies was to make, to go, I would say, more on the safe side and just making like an everyday, every person's knife, like just, a textbook knife, with your standard drop point blade shape, um, nice straight edge for the full, 3/4 of the body of the blade, but then just amazing ergos, super comfortable ergos for any size hand, for any person's hand, and he nailed it on all of that. Nice jimping, good traction, good feel for the jimping, and just solid quality thumb studs that I don't see how anybody would complain about these thumb studs. They're an excellent thumb stud. Like, this is just a perfect everybody knife, and it's nice that it also, it sits totally flat. The spine of the handle, the back of the handle is totally flat, so you just sit on a desk somewhere. It is interesting. He went with this sticker. This is the sticker that I got in the box. So that's kind of interesting. That's different. Got the eagle and Manganese Steel Concepts instead of he added the word concepts to the sticker. I have a whole bunch of his stickers. So this is the first one of this that I've seen. So that's kind of interesting. It's established 2023. But it's kind of crazy because the pre-order on this knife started. He dropped it on, I think, either the Saturday or the Sunday of Blade Show last year in June. So yeah, the first weekend in June, he did this. The pre-order drop was started, and I've had to have been within the first handful of 5 or 6 people that placed an order with him. And unfortunately, I was not one of the first 5 or 6 people to receive theirs. Not necessarily because of Sharif's fault, but because of good old USPS taking absolutely fucking forever and going out of their damn way. Like, he's in California, He's in South Central California, and I'm in Southern Georgia. And so instead of going down through, across, getting on, put on a plane and going across the southern half of the United States and going down to Jacksonville, Florida is a major, mailing shipping port city. So instead of going to from California to Jacksonville, it went up to freaking New Jersey. Yeah. So this thing landed in New Jersey and spent a day and a half in New Jersey, then made its way down to Jacksonville, and then up to me, because I'm about an hour and 10 minutes north of Jacksonville. But yeah, he absolutely did a good job on the design. If you don't know Sharif, he's one of those OCD nitpicky guys, like with design. He's just super, super picky, and he'll play with something for freaking forever to get it right exactly the way he wants it. And I love his thought process, and I love his design flows of what he comes up with. And yeah, it'll be cool to see, the next 3 or 4 that he comes out. He's got a whole like Pelican case full of prototypes, and another half a book full with probably at least another dozen future designs that just need to be tweaked and everything. So it's all cool. It's pretty cool, how Sharif is rocking and rolling with all that stuff. And he will be at Blade Show in Atlanta this year as a vendor. So he will have a booth at Blade Show, and he actually, check this out, for his first time getting a booth at Blade Show, he got one hell of a good spot compared to what most people end up getting. Let me go to Blade Show Atlanta 2025, and I want the floor plan. Here we go. And let me share Z so that y'all can see it. Here we are. So here's the floor plan of the Cobb Galleria Convention Center up there in Atlanta, Georgia. And if we zoom in here, that's a little bit too much zoomed in. There we go. These are the main doors here, where that's the main entrance where they want you coming in, and then you can exit on these other doors, but the main entrance into the main showroom is right there. And this blue area is all small tables, singular tables. Like 80% of that is, about 70 to 80% of that is small makers and the old timers that got, like, 500 slip joints and lock packs that they're trying to sell. Um, so that's what about 60 to 70% of that blue section is booths like that, and then they're mixed in with some of your smaller companies, like, I know KC with Tempest Knives. He was mixed in there his last year or two, his first couple years being an exhibitor, being a vendor at the show. He was over kind of in the middle heart of it. And this year, I think he's over here. KC is over here with, not sure where he's at exactly. he's close to. I believe he last year he got lucky. Was it last year that he got lucky, or is it this year that he's getting lucky that he's gonna be almost right next to Devo Knives? I can't find Devo Knives. I don't know. I'm not gonna bore y'all with that while I'm looking. But as you can see, there's Chris Reeves, there's Winkler, DOT Trading's right over here. K-Bar's right up front. Across the front here, you got your Rick Hinder, you got Chavez Knives is always over here. Protex over there, and Benchmade's over there. On that, kind of right there in the center by the entrance. And and then over here along the far side, you got Emerson and Kershaw and Rosecraft, and Boker's always over here. Bag Knives is down over there. TRM Three Rivers is right there. And then Tactile Knife Co's across the back. Wow, Aurora Knife and Tool. He just started up. He started going to Blade Show, being a vendor just a couple years ago, and wow, he's got a big section now this year. There's Buck Knives. Tops is right here. So Sharif is crap. What was he? I think he's 27-0. Sharif is right here. 27-0. So I think these are where they have like drink carts. I think is what these little blacked out rectangles are. But he's right there, right directly across from Tops. And Tops gets a lot of traffic. There's a lot of people that stand out in front of Tops. And then Tactile Knife Company Co. is right there, almost right behind him. So he's got two big time vendors right here behind him and next to him that are going to drive a lot of customer flow, a lot of foot traffic right in this area. He's going to get seen. So for this being his first year being an exhibitor, damn, that's a sweet spot. Like, holy shit, he got lucky. Unless he paid more for it. He got lucky, because that is a sweet little spot. Out of all the tables that are in this section, because I want to say KC was like over here in this area, kind of in the middle or middle back part of it, like row 19 or 20, something like that. His first year and second year, he was over here, and like it took a minute to find him if and you could walk right past him if you're not looking for him, because he just gets mashed in with all the others that are in that blue section. But Sharif got lucky as hell being in that corner right there, where there's gonna be quite a bit of foot traffic, a lot of people flowing through that part of the show, right there on the corner. Damn, he got a good spot. He really, really did. I'm happy for him. and you damn well know when I see him, I'm gonna tell him, like, you lucky son of a bitch. Like, how did you pull off your first time being a vendor, getting that good of a spot? Because that's a good spot. But yeah, I'm excited. Like the first weekend of June ain't coming up soon enough. Always start to get very excited this time of year, after purchasing tickets and figuring out sleeping arrangements, where I'm staying. All that stuff is in play, and I know Sharif is busy as hell. I mentioned I threw it up in the chat Wednesday night. Said, "Hey man, Sharif, like I've messaged you on Instagram. You need to reply back to me, because since my older son, I'm taking him up there this year for his as his 16th birthday present, because he turned 16 here in a couple weekends. Um, so for his 16th birthday present, I'm taking him to Blade Show, and I gave him an expense a budget for what he can spend on a knife at Blade Show if he wants to buy something up at Blade Show, which I'm sure he will. What 16-year-old boy going to Blade Show for Atlanta for the first time isn't going to want to buy a pocket knife while he's there? He's going to want to. So yeah, I wonder where Dimco Knives. They are gonna be there, aren't they? They gotta be there. Where is Dimco? Dimco. I'm not seeing where he's at. There's SC. There's Condor. Are pretty much in the same place that they were at last year and the year before. Nast is going to be on the corner right there with Ben Peterson. It'll be good to see him again. I like chatting with him. There's Kaiser. Big Idea Designs. Fox is right there. MKM. Devo's right here. Devo Knives is going to be right there. Huh? He shifted. He used to be up around in this area. Kind of somewhat towards the center in the middle of this area. I think he was right around in here last year. So, yeah. So he got put. Dimco's back in the back corner almost. There's Arcane. Arcane's design's gonna be the same spot. But yeah, Devo Knives is right there. I wonder where KC is. I wonder where Tempest Knives is gonna be. He didn't get shifted to the small room, did he? Null Knives is gonna be right there. When I print this out, I gotta highlight. I basically highlight the squares of like the top 5 or 6 places that I intend to go visit first. EMP EDC is going to be right there, which I'm supposed to be getting that knife really soon too. The Pulse R, the ridiculous size, oversized Pulse, the big Pulse. Yeah, I'll be excited for that one too. More so than not to bash on Sharif, but I will be even more excited when I get that Pulse R in the mail than the Aurelia here. Just because that thing is just wild. The Pulse R is wild. I'm hoping that Tenable will have some more new designs that my son might like. He keeps talking about the Boker Quaken. He likes that Japanese sword Tonto type blade shape, which is interesting because I showed him pictures of the EMP EDC Ronin, which I do not have. I would love a Ronin. I've talked to John with EMP EDC about him doing another, bringing back and doing a fresh batch of the Ronin, maybe with some fat carbon. I'd love to see that done on that knife, so that I can buy one. But yeah. Oh. Giant Mouse is right over there. I'm not seeing. I might have to go to the vendor list and look it up to see where Tempest Knives is going to be at. I hope he didn't get stuck in here again, because that kind of sucks. Because it's hard to stand out. It's so easy for you to get passed up on. People to miss your table, miss your stuff. I wonder if he's in the small room here. That's what I was looking at. Which is not necessarily a bad thing to be in the small room. A lot of vendors don't want to be in the small room, but I don't know. Last year, like there was quite a bit of traffic in the small room. Like people went to the smaller vendors room. Kunwu's gonna be in the small room right there. Pyrotech's gonna be right there. Uh, Crispy Donut, uh, CDC knives were in the small room last year, and they did really well. They did just fine being in the small room. Don't tell me he's not gonna be there. This is at the on the front side. I mean, I say the front side, yeah, but like you enter in the room from this side over here, and on the front um, is where all the Balisong tables are at, and so all the weird Balisong nerds and oddball individuals that are obsessed with ballet songs. That's where they're all at. They gravitate to and kind of, for the most part, stay right there in that area, which which is good. Um, yeah, that kind of sucks. That Kunmu's gonna be over there. I wish that they were in the big room. I might not look just by looking at what brands manufacturers are in the small room. I might. I probably won't spend very much time in there because there's not really besides Kunwu. Um, really, there's not another company brand that I really care to go see their table. I mean, I'll eventually wander through there, but I'm not gonna like because there's only one vendor I really care to go see in the small room. I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time in there. This year I do not have like last the first year I went to Blade Show in Atlanta. There was like four knives, at least four knives that I was like dead set. Like I knew what knives I wanted to go check out first, what tables and what knives I wanted to go check out first. Like, there was about four knives that I was like, I really want these knives, and I want to look at them, play with them, make my decision and purchase the. There was four knives for sure. My first year, my second year, there was really only one or two that I cared about. Um, Last year, and this year, as of today, there's really not one. There's not one knife that I know that's going to be at Blade Show that I feel like I absolutely need to go to their booth first and pick up that knife first. Like I do not have. There's not a knife. There's not a vendor, not a company as of right now that has something that like when I go to Blade Show, I'm going to have to go to them first. I don't. Nothing this year. Like I don't know if it's because I've gotten so much pickier or what, but yeah, there's nothing that I am dead set on. Mrs. Urban, I am not doing a countdown yet because how many days away are we? We are. Oh, come on, pop up. The last 2 years, my first year to Blade Show, I did like a 30-day countdown or whatever, and then I forget how many days I did last year. Last year, I think I only did like a 15-day countdown. um, but let's see. The Blade Show kicks off on the 6th, so we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 49, 50, 51, 52, 45, 6. We are 56 days away from Blade Show. It's so far away. In retrospect, that it, that I don't even know if I'm gonna really bother doing a countdown this year. Honestly, for the number of views that I got last year of doing those, I don't know if it's really worth it. I really don't think I know. Now, BNA, it's not time for a countdown yet. We're over 50 days away. More than 50 days away. It's not time to do a countdown. Let's see, let's go to the vendor list. Yeah, 57 days, 10 hours, 4 minutes. Exhibitor list. Here's the exhibitor list. Let's, Tempest, Nines, 5DD. So if we go to the map, 5DD. Yeah, he's ah, jumping around all over the place. So yeah, KC's gonna be all the way. That's 5D. Here's D. D A A B B C C D D. So Casey's gonna be. Damn it! Quit doing that. He's gonna be right here. He's gonna be right here. So he's gonna be over by a Lamech Cutlery. He's right over there. Casey will be 5DD right here. So kind of towards the center. He'll get decent amount of traffic being right there in that aisle that goes straight back from Rick Hinder knives all the way back to that's like a main aisle that takes you back to where SE and LT Wright and Vosteed's right over here. So yeah, he'll get some decent traffic being kind of in that main row after that first section of those blue tables. So yeah, he'll do all right there. Not as sweet of a spot as Sharif is gonna have though. But yeah, I'm still waiting for Sharif to get back to me as far as me bringing anything for him that he could use. That since he's having to fly from California, I've got an extra, compact table that would be great for him to be able to have stuff on, not as the display table, but like on the back side of within his booth that he can store inventory and have paperwork and extra this or that or whatever. I can bring him a couple extra, some chairs, some folding chairs. Um, I offered to him one of those anti-fatigue floor mats that he could lay out since he's going to be on his feet, as standing behind his table at his booth, to help him save his feet. So he hasn't gotten back to me yet, but I've offered to him to bring stuff like that since I'll have the car since I'm going with my son this year. But yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be great to see Sharif being a vendor this year. A kid's table under the Devo table. That would be funny. Yeah, that would be funny. Casey will be folding cards at the end of the Devo booth. Y'all are so mean. You're so mean. What do you mean B&A by that? What are you after at the show?
I'm counting down to May 16th. How many more days till May 16th?
Oh, I don't know. Why you got the hiccups?
Because I swallowed chicken too fast.
Say what?
Swallowed the chicken too fast.
Swallowed chicken too fast.
Yeah.
Oh,
why do you have Cassie's Venmo card?
I don't know why that's up there. I didn't put that up there.
Oh, cash that or whatever. Alright, I gotta go.
Oh, you're going to get in?
Yeah, I'm gonna hang out a little bit.
Have fun with that. Why don't you take Cassie with you? All of them? Good, fine. Take them. Get rid of all of them. Don't want them around anyway. So, here's something that kind of was at least funny for us in the house. I think that it was yesterday that it happened. Pretty sure it was yesterday that it happened. So here's your urban legend story. Here's your funny story. So at the beginning of the week, Mrs. Urban had brought home and left on the counter a bag of Dorito chips that were only like half eaten, right? So they were just on the counter in the kitchen, half eaten, and she left them there. She had them like the Doritos bag was inside a Dollar Tree bag, so they weren't like in your face walking through the kitchen Doritos, because otherwise they would have disappeared a whole lot faster. But because they were kind of hidden in the Dollar Tree bag, none of the kids ended up touching them. So about 2 or 3 days goes by, and I'm at home during lunchtime, and saw the bag, and I was like, Mrs. Urban had asked me to clean up the kitchen. She asked me to clean and tidy up the kitchen because the sink was full of dishes and whatnot. So, tidying up, saw the Doritos bag, and was like, huh, they've been here for a couple of days. I wonder if they're any good. So I went and ate them with my lunch, with the sandwich that I made myself for lunch. So I ate her Doritos. And so when she came home the other afternoon after college, after her last lecture for getting her RN, yep, she's about to get it. That's why she's excited about May 16th is when she graduates. She'll be an RN. She's moving on up. After being an LPN for like the last 6 years, now she'll be an RN. And then she'll really be the breadwinner between the two of us. She'll be making a good chunk more money. It's all good for her. Very happy for her. But anyway, so when she got home and she was like, "Hey, where are my Doritos?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. I don't know where they're at. Couldn't tell you. Couldn't put my finger on what happened to the Doritos. 8 years of being an LPN. I didn't know you were still listening, woman." Uh, so yeah, so she asked, and I was like, "Well, I don't know. Didn't touch them. Must have been one of the kids." And she's like, "No, you ate them, didn't you?" And I was like, "Well, honestly, you know what?" So what I told her was, I tried them, and you let them sit there for so many days that they went bad, that they were stale, and I ate every single one of them to make sure that they were all stale. So you're welcome for getting rid of your stale Doritos. She she started laughing. She thought that was so funny because I said it without missing a beat, like as if I had prepared it when I haven't. Um, but yeah, I came up with that on the spot, and she thought that was pretty funny. And I pawned it off that I ate them because they were stale. Mm. Yeah, we kind of joked about that last night. That she's gonna end up being my sugar mama because she'll be making all that much more. She won't be making that much money to qualify for sugar mama status. But that is kind of funny. So Mimo, she was an LPN for 12 years, and now she teaches what? What does she teach? Does she teach nursing? What does she teach? Do you call her teach? And you say was an LPN. Is she not still an LPN? Does she not keep up with her license to practice as a nurse? I did do I when I got this in the mail today. I took I had to run one of the kids downtown Brunswick. Uh, and on my way back, I stopped by a little beachy area and did a little video. Took a little quick video, just like a 2.5 minute video on this thing, and we had some thunder going on, and just a small little storm rolling through. Not a whole lot of rain, and just a little bit of thunder, and so in the video, I've actually got thunder rolling going on in the background, at least for the beginning of the little video footage that I did on this thing. So I'm still editing that video, but I'll get that posted up soon. It kind of made for a nice little intro bit for this thing to have the thunder going in the background. Live thunder, not edited in fake thunder, but like the real shit, the real deal. What's up, Knives Are Life? So okay, so she does teach nursing at the college. That's cool. That's cool. So Mrs. Urban wants to do. She's had to do her clinicals over the last week or so, and she's been doing it at the at the hospital, and I think mostly in the emergency room. But she's kind of likes being at the hospital. Kind of likes being in the emergency room because it is rather exciting. There, you definitely stay busy, um, and you get to practice your skills, your craft. Uh, but I stressed to her, I said, with all these kids going through high school right now, 5 out of our 6 kids are basically over the next 5 years are going through high school. Um, my daughter, uh, she'll be in 8th grade next year. Her daughter her younger daughter will be in ninth grade, so she'll be in high school, and then the two boys and her older daughter will be a senior next year. So 4 out of our 6 kids will all be in high school next year, and then my daughter, the fifth kid, she'll be um, in high school not next year, but the year after that. So it's like 5 kids all going through high school, boom, boom, one after the other, right? And then we'll have a 3 year gap, 3 or 4, yeah, 4 year gap before suburban gets off to high school. Um, so that'll be it's gonna be crazy, and usually after high school a couple of them might be going off to college right away. 1 or 2 of them will probably stick around for another year and a half to 2 years. Maybe go to the community college or just work and save up money so that they have a little bit of cushion before they go out and get their own place, which I'm okay with. I feel like the world that we live in, that's kind of how you have to do it now. I feel like that's, as a parent, it's wanting to wish them the best and wanting them to not have to struggle super hard. Uh, that I would kind of prefer that they stay with us and live with us for another year and a half to 2 years, 2.5 max. As long as I don't mind if they're living under my roof and eating my food and using utilities and stuff for up to 2 years, 2.5 maybe max. As long as they have a job and they're saving money, as long as they're saving money, like a couple $1,000, $2,000 to $3,000 a year, saving money, since they're not paying rent, and they're not paying utility bills and food costs, that they're only paying for their car insurance and their phone bill, that they save pretty much 90% of the rest of their paychecks, and they build up a nice little fat cushiony savings account, so that when they do go out to and move out and go to live on their own, they're not going to struggle right away and end up coming running right back to us because their car got repossessed, and they got evicted from an apartment, and had all these other problems and stuff. Like, I want them to start off fairly well and have a good opportunity to be successful, because that way when they do come crawling back to us and be like, yep, nope, you got no freaking excuses, because you moved out of our house with about $7,000-8,000 in your savings account, and it hasn't been but 14 to 16 months, and you're already broke as hell and ruined your credit score and have a whole bunch of debt on credit cards. No, yeah, I do not want that happening to them. If it does, it's going to be some serious tough love, from me at least. Mrs. Urban might be a little more lenient because she cares so much, because she enables shit. She's not as firm as I am. But yeah, it'll be absolutely tough love. I mean, that's how my parents were to me. That's how my parents were to me. But yeah. So, anybody else get any new knives this week? There's a couple. If you want, I can pull them up and share them with y'all. There's a couple that I was really tempted lately to buy. I was tempted, and I restrained myself. So, pat on the back, I restrained myself. But here I'll show you a couple that that I was really interested in getting and didn't. I don't think it was. Was it a concept? Oh crap! No, it wasn't. Let me just go to here. Sorry. Let me share first, so that way you're not like, what the hell is he looking at that we can't see? Present day. Alright, looking at White Mountain Knives here. And they're new. Oh, we got some new Buck outdoor fixed blades. So there wasn't any of these. I don't know why somebody wants to pay $100, $95 for this K2, however you pronounce it, little mini beetle folder. It's just wasting money in my point of view. But you know, what do I know? Everybody has their own taste, right? These new Spyderco's, like the Spyderco Pits too. Look at that. Isn't that basically just the Techno 2 without the scales? Isn't that really all that is? I mean, that's what it looks like to me. Tell me I'm wrong. Somebody tell me I'm wrong. Does that not look like the Spyderco Techno 2 without its scales? Oh, Mimo, you made a few eBay purchases? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You got snow? DNA, you got more snow up where you're at? Oh, Neil, you got to see which CDC knife did you get in that giveaway? What knife was it? I only have the one CDC knife, and it's the Chicago, I think, is the name of it. I have it up. There's one of these drawers. Where is it? Yeah, here it is. And that the Chicago? Pretty sure it is. Those are tickets from the ski lift. Oh, but yeah, that very much looks like the Spyderco Techno 2 without its scales on. Just my opinion. I don't care for it. Don't care for it. No, thank you. The Peregrine Falcon is really tempting. Like, I don't know why, but I feel like I'm missing out by not having a Tonto bladed knife. That's why I'm anxious for EMP EDC to do another batch of the Ronin. Just because I feel like I should give a Tonto blade a chance again, because I have not gotten a Tonto blade in so freaking long, and there's so many cool designs out there over that have been thrown out over the last handful of years that I feel like I'm doing an injustice to myself by not picking one up. And I don't own a Remet. I don't own a Remet knife. But the one that I wanted, that I kind of liked a little, that I liked more than the Peregrine Falcon, was coming up on it here soon. I know. Where's it at? Where's it at? And I didn't get one. I behaved, and and didn't get one, and now they're sold out of the one that I would have gotten out of the two. Why can't I remember the name of it? Can't remember the name of it. I still want one of these Vosteed hedgehogs. I like the one that's got the blue and black Damascus handle scales. I'm just like I want one, but I don't want one. And then I was really tempted to get the concept tipper, but there are a couple of things about it that I don't about the way concept did it that I don't like. And I think G-Ball pointed it out in one of his videos. But he's clicking on it here. So here's what I don't like. You see up there where the clip is, where the two screws in the clip is. It's already not a deep carry clip. So when not a deep carry clip, I'm sorry, but both the as high the amount of handle that's sticking up out of your pocket. So why the hell didn't they put the back screw, the highest screw on that clip? Why didn't they shift that clip up to where it gets screwed in with the screw in the top there? Why didn't they do that? I don't understand why they didn't shift that clip up and use that screw that's already holding the scales together. Why the heck wouldn't you just use that screw and shift that clip up and create the all that much less amount of height sticking up off of the top of your pocket? Like, that's just, to me, that was a major fail in the pocket clip placement. And then the other thing that bothered me was now I'm drawing a blank on what it was. Oh, it's the fact that they missed out on one in on doing either a G10 Damascus or fat carbon. I really wish that they would have done a fat carbon, and they did, but they didn't. Like I gotta go back. They did. Where's it at? So I know they did the green one, and then they did a blue. Then they did a solid blue titanium one, and then they did this guy where it's got the Damascus blade and it's got that lightning strike titanium handle. That looks cool. The lightning strike titanium handle. It's a little gaudy. It's a little busy. But the fact that you put that only on the blade that has the Damascus, that makes me bitter. But I mean, like, that's where, like, I feel like if I'm gonna get one of these tippers, I'm gonna get it from Scott. I'm gonna have him do a custom one for me, because not only does Scott do, when he does his tippers and the other couple of models, the other couple knives that he's got. If you've never seen one of his knives, not only does he put an insane amount of time into the blades and making the blades look sweet and the blade finishes look sweet, but the handle scales, the handles on his knives, the way he does it from whatever material it is, whether it's burlap micarta, whether it's that butterscotch micarta, the blue linen micarta, just the way he finishes, the way he does those scales and makes those scale materials look when he's done with it, insane. Bravo. He's a magician with it. They look so good, so good. Beautiful knives, beautiful handiwork on his part. And so I feel like if I'm gonna get a tipper, I'm gonna want one that he's done, and he's done at the level that he's at, which is in mind blowing insane. Between him and Donnie Bless with his Bless knives, both of those dudes, stellar work, unbelievably good custom knife work. I'm gonna own either. I'm gonna own a knife from either at least one of them, if not both of them, within the next 4 or 5 years. I'm gonna have to get a Bless knife, and I'm gonna have to get one of Scott's knives. What is Scott's? It's the rhinos that are going at each other. I forget what he calls his brand. Um, but the tipper is cool. It's a very out there, unique design of a Tonto blade, if you want to call it that. Uh, I know Stevie absolutely loves that blade and loves his knives. He's probably his biggest fan for sure, bar none. Got to be his biggest fan. Oh, you like the floating pivot on the pits? Yeah. This Civivi, not that I want to pick up another Civivi, but the Civivi 6 Gil, that's a sweet blade shape. That looks like a fun blade shape. But I'm kind of done with Civivi. I really don't. I really don't care to have another Civivi knife. That's a sweet sheep's foot blade, but it's in D2. I don't like that it's in D2, but that, I mean, for $35, D2 G10. What's the first sweet sheep's foot blade? Um, that is 3.5 inches, 3.54 inches. That's not a bad looking knife for $35. Hard to say no to that. I'm just gonna have to type it in. Remet. So it wasn't the RT. It wasn't that one. Again, I like the Peregrine Falcon, but where's the other one? It looks like they probably sold out of both of them by now, and that's why it's not up at the front. It's probably back towards the end of it here because they don't have any more. Where'd he go? This guy, and it's the black one that I want. Yeah, see, they sold out of the gray titanium one, but the RT Agile, that sucker right there is insane. Oh my gosh. I almost hate myself for not having bought one. $250 and the 10% off discount codes, because there's like 4 or 5 people that got them. Yeah, I'm kind of mad at myself for not picking that up. Hopefully they will have them at Blade Show. Mermet's gonna be at Blade Show. Did I look that up? Crap. Let me double check that. I gotta double check that. Blade Show. Mermet's gonna be at Blade Show, aren't they? Please tell me they are. Yes, they will. They are 10 or 1 yeah, 1048. Where is 1048? Where's 1048 at? 1048. 1048. Uh, they're gonna be at the Going Gear booth, right next to Daily Customs, right across the aisle from Ocaso and Demco, are right across from them. Okay, good. Yeah, that if I don't have if another knife, if I don't come across another knife that I'm gonna absolutely have to, I'm possibly probably going to have to go to the Remet booth first and try to get one of these guys, because that's when I watched a couple of YouTubers. Who was it? Was it No, or was it Knees Knives? Forget who it was that did a disassembly of this thing and showed the way that it comes apart when you squeeze that little gold button tab that's right there, and showed that the way that this thing gets disassembled, because that's kind of been Ramet's thing for the last little good while, is doing a bunch of knives, a handful of knives, in this lineup of no visible screws from the outside, piecing together these folders in a way to where there's some kind of a release button or mechanism on the back end that allows you to take the scale apart to gain access to where all the screws are holding together all the liners. So really cool that they're doing that. That's a lovely concept that allows you to get that really fresh, clean outer look of not seeing any of those hardware screws. And of course, that I love that blade shape. But yeah, mm, kind of mad at myself for not getting it. Like they did the same thing with this guy, the Remet woodpecker, which is a smaller version of kind of sort of the same knife. Yeah, the Remet woodpecker is got a just under a 3-inch blade, 2.95 blade, and it's again got that sick look of being having your hole for thumb and under finger flicking fun, as well as having that front flipper tab up there. I love the clean look with the sheep's footy Warncliffy shaped blades. Mm, so nice. But that guy's a little small for me. Being under 3 inches, not so much my thing these days. I think this is I think I want to say the RTs here. They're the ones that, in order to take the scales apart, they've got this little thing on the back at the bottom here. Yeah, I don't know if y'all can see that, but just underneath the back end of that pocket clip is like this little wheel cog thing that's got some jimping, and that's can you see it in this photo? No, not really. There, you can kind of see it right there, but it's got this little thing that you hit, and that releases the scale off of it. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool to have knives that are put together in different ways and in neat ways. Um, Here's a neat Tonto esque type blade shape with this guy, the Kingfisher. Yeah, I don't have a Remet, and I kind of feel like I have been stupid to neglect them. Um, because they got some pretty interesting designs. So yeah, it's the couple of knives that I kind of wish I had picked up, but I didn't. I refrained myself from them. There is one knife that's coming up soon. I want to say it's a Vosti. Uh, this guy dropping in May. I don't know if I'm gonna wait for Blade Show to pick one of these up, or because of the price tag, I'm just gonna go ahead and buy it at the 10%, because that's almost $77 is what it ends up being with the 10% discount. But this is it's gonna be White Mountain Knives exclusive, the LC Thornton, which is a top liner lock, so not a button lock. That's a top liner lock with front flipper tab and thumb stud, sheep's foot blade, and that's a nice color scheme with the blue micarta. That's not G10, that's blue micarta, and that copper PVD coated blade. I just love the design of this knife and the fact that it's a top liner lock. 14 C28N blade steel. Yeah, that's just good looking to me. I like that. So that's next month. I'm gonna go ahead and get it when it drops. If I don't sleep on it, be stupid and miss it when it drops and everybody buys them up. So hopefully I'll be able to pick one up when that drops next month, because I like that. That's a slick knife. Oh. I don't know why I'm so tired. I tried to take a little bit of a nap today. Knives are life. Edgy Blade Works. That's right. Thank you. I don't know why I could not remember that for the life of me. Yeah, but his name's Scott, if you didn't know. So yeah, Edgy Blade Works. Let's see, does he have his own website? Let me see if he has his own website. Go ahead and get rid of that. I know he's on Instagram, but yeah, he just has he doesn't, I don't think he's got a website. He's just on Instagram. Scott Stills is his last name. Let me share screen again. There you go. All right. Yeah, he's going to be at table 38I. And so here, let me pull up one of his. Like that one would be sick. Is that a fixed blade? Did he do that as a fixed blade? No way. I didn't know he was doing tipper fixed blades. That is wicked. That is wicked. I like that. But yeah, look at this guy. Look at that. That's sexy. That was a giveaway. Who won that? Oh, I know who won that. Beard of Doom won that, didn't he? Didn't Beard of Doom get that one? That son of a gun. Oh, I wanted that. But I was so happy that the winner, for as it being a Veterans Day giveaway, that the winner was a veteran. Like, how sweet is that? Like, well deserving veteran for a Veterans Day giveaway. Yeah. So very happy for Doom to have won that. I forget that guy's on the smaller side, which is not so much Beard of Doom's. You know, if you know Kevin Beard of Doom, he loves large, heavy-duty knives. That's why he designed um, the. I have his shirt. I wear his shirt every once in a while. The Soul Stone. I absolutely love this shirt. Who makes this shirt? This is it's a Kato. It's 100% cotton, made in China. But what's the shirt company? It doesn't tell you. It must be they make them in house somewhere. But yeah, like um, you know how it's like some T-shirts, the shirt company that makes them. Like there's a couple that I'm particularly fond of. Um, but yeah, that's a good looking. That's a good shirt. Like cotton feels great quality. Like here's this one with the Koenig. Isn't that the Arius right there? Now I don't know what Scott calls that model that he makes that has that sheet. Like it's like a drop. It's like a delayed drop point combined with a sheep's foot edge. Like the blade edge is almost sheep's footy, um, and then just a delayed drop foot. I guess is, but like this, like they're so much better in person. But when you look at that micarta, in that micarta, no. WH special blue glass with moon rock finish, Nichols boomerang MC core with deep edge, pivot inlay. Like just the handle materials that this dude gets and what he's able to, the finish that he's able to achieve on them is just mind blowing. Just mind blowing. That's what I love about his like he's just got that unique blade shapes, but then just what he does with his handle materials is just mind blowing. Like what is that? That's oh, he don't even list what kind of is that wood or is that a synthetic material? Because it looks like wood, but it also kind of looks like synthetic material. I don't know. It's just so hard to tell with the way he does finishes on his handle scales. It's just absolutely crazy. If you haven't gone and checked his Instagram out and the way he does that acid stone wash on those blade the dark acid stone wash is what really you know tickles my fancy, like that one right there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get one of his knives because they're just so nice. Yeah, look at that one right there. Look at that. It's like a sea of blue with like clouds, like frosted clouds. Like, that's just crazy. It's a Westinghouse double blue line ivory micarta from Hawk's Nest. That's what the handle is. Oh, that's so sick. And look at that micarta. But yeah, I really love that blade finish right there. If when I get him to make me a knife, I want that blade finish. I want the blade to look like that. I basically want this knife right here, um, with a little less upsweep on the tip, and it to be a 3.5 inch blade, a longer blade, a large, like an XL version of this knife, with a little bit flatter of an edge, not as much curve to the edge. Like that's essentially what I want. Just a gorgeous sheep's footy, more sheep's footy esque blade shape. But yeah, these handles, the handle materials that he gets, like oh my god, that's just so pretty. Mmm. I like that too. I like that blue and white combo right there where it looks like they're clouds. This was a weird knife. I do not like the blade shape on this guy. What was the name of this guy? He had some company. Was it Concept or was it Kaiser that did that knife, that blade shape? I forget who it was that took that blade shape and made a production version of it. But I don't like that blade shape. Sorry, that's ugly. But I love the handle on this. That handle is insane. And then he does those things too, where it looks like it's like the material's been eaten out and dimpled, like it's been infected. That's cool too. He just does amazing things. Him and Donnie Bless. Those two cats are just they're at a level, and it's amazing how fast both of them. See, his books are closed right now. He's got so many people on the list. uh, I'm sure he will. I mean, he'll have a table, so he'll have he'll have some knives at Blade Show. He will. ABW slip joints. I yeah, I'm sorry, but I mean I'm not a big fan of slip joints, and since I got the where's it at? It's in here somewhere. Since I picked up my Kunwu Geezer, I am so set on owning a slip joint for a while now. Like I just have no desire to pick up another slip joint after picking up wherever it is. It might be in one of my pants pockets, or it's in my bag. That might be where it's at. It's probably in my bag. I don't see it in the drawer here where it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be in the drawer here with all its homies. Oh, where is that knife? Hold on a second. Emergency. Can't find one of my knives. Here it is. It is in one of my other pants pockets. This guy. This is the most recent slip joint that I picked up, and it's been a while since I picked him up. But absolutely love this thing. Absolutely love this thing. Really sweet modernized slip joint with a deep carry pocket clip. And I put this Kamikaze guy lanyard and bead onto the back end of it. But yeah, I absolutely love this slip joint, and just have not, since getting this guy and carrying this guy every once in a while. And it's an L Max. This sucker's an L Max with that fat carbon, that blue and white frosty colored fat carbon. This is actually the only knife that I have at this time that has fat carbon scales. But I really, really dig this guy. This is an awesome slip joint. He's, out of all my slip joints, I've only got maybe about a half a dozen of them. This is my favorite. Faux show. Lately, I have been rocking in the pocket this guy, my Migron Curex. I've been cycling him back and forth between him and my Padre and the Militol. I've been carrying the Militol this week as well. For 2 days I carried my Militol. So that's basically been my carry. So let me cycle out this guy. And then, before that was the Voodoo. No Knives Voodoo. I'd love to see No Knives come out with something new at Blade Show this year. I'd love to see a new design from him. What should I carry over the weekend? Should I carry my fancy Migron Moyarl with the contoured multi-milled textured titanium handle? What's the blade steel on this guy? M390. Should I carry that? I haven't carried my Something Obscene in a while. But again, like I've said before, this time of the year I like to carry a handful of my older knives, the ones that I have not acquired in the last year and a half. But I don't know. I might go with the Finch Hellfire for the weekend. Should I carry the Hellfire? I miss my Asher Spiro Morny. I haven't carried him in a little bit. I'm trying not to, because he is one that I acquired not too terribly long ago. I could go with this, the wee Soothsayer. I haven't carried the Soothsayer in a while. I have not carried this guy in a while. Maybe I should carry him over the weekend. I think he's in 20 CV, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure it is. Pretty sure it's 20 CV. I don't know. I can't really tell. I need more light. Yeah, CPM 20 CV. Maybe I should carry the Soothsayer this weekend. I am going to be at Lowe's for half of my days. I work a nice little 4-hour shift both days this weekend, 8 to noon. Or I could carry my Finch Shiv, another excellent little knife. I don't know, I'm still leaning towards my Hellfire. Not only do I like the knife, I like the name of the knife too. You know, I gotta tell you guys, I am thinking about, or I could carry this guy, my Nessmuck, my Urban EDC to supply a Nessmuck. What steel is this guy in? I forgot what he was done up in. I think it's M390. Pretty sure it's M390. I don't see it written anywhere on the blade. On the blade stock. I'm pretty sure it's M390 is what he's in. Yeah, don't see it written anywhere. I haven't carried this thing in a long ass time. Bluminati's voting for the Hellfire. He wants me to carry the Hellfire. Yeah, I might carry it. I might have to carry the Hellfire. It's such a good knife. I'm thinking about going through my love the Hellfire. I'm thinking about going through my knife collection and pulling out my more budget knives that I really have just not touched in forever, and really honestly didn't carry for or use for very long before just putting them away. Thinking about going through those and pulling out about a dozen of them to sell up at Blade Show in the pit. You know, after the first day, you know, Friday night, go to the pit and try to sell them. I'm gonna carry the Hellfire. Illuminati, you did it. You pushed me. I'll carry the Hellfire for the weekend. In the pocket it goes. But yeah, I think I need to just go through my collection and pull out about 12 to 14 knives that are on the budget side that under $100, and just let them go for about 50 or 60% of what I paid for them, and try to pass them along to people up at Blade Show, because the pit gets a lot of the first timers to Blade Show, that love getting to see all the fancier knives and handle all the fancier knives, but don't necessarily have the budget to buy any of the nicer, higher quality knives. And so I might be able to make a few individuals really, really happy by giving them some sweet deals on some knives that that I don't carry, that I don't use, and really don't need to continue to have them in the collection per se. So I think I'm going to do that. In fact, next Friday's live, let's plan, unless something else changes. Would y'all be interested in helping me dial down which ones I take with me to sell? It would be kind of like a live that's a kickback to. It would kind of be like revisiting like my first 40 knives that I bought. When I went into the rabbit hole of buying all these knives. So like let me look over here at the other case. Like I could let go. I have some CJRBs, and I could let go maybe one of my Boker. I've got two of the Boker Kalashnikovs. I've got one that's in the one that's in OS 8, and then I think, and then the other one is in XHP. So I would let go of the one that's the OS 8. I would hang on to the XHP one. Because I love the XHP steel. And that would be with one of my kids when they get their first automatics. When they want to get into automatics, that I could give them one of those. I've got a couple of CRKTs in here, some Civivis that I'd be willing to let go, QSP. I don't know if I really want to hang on to. Like, it's such a good knife, though. And it's a Colin Martin design. Like, I'm reluctant to let this guy go. What is the name of this guy? The Kubi something. Any of y'all remember what the name of this knife is? I can't remember it at the moment. I mean, it's a good knife. It's a solid knife. What's the blade steel on it? Oh, it is D2. It's a coated D2. It's not gotten any rust. It's a solid liner lock. I might keep this one for one of my boys. I don't think my older son would cares for this design. He's not into this blade or knife shape, but my younger son, Suburban, might want this when he gets older. And this is a solid, entry level for him. Why can't I remember the name of this? Why am I having a blank on this one? But yeah, I think let's count for next Friday's live to be going through. No, that's not the Vagrant Mimo. It's not the Vagrant. It's a front flipper with the large thumb hole cut out. Oh, hey Joseph S, how you doing, man? But yeah, we'll plan that for next Friday's live. We'll go through my more budgety knives and figure out which handfuls I'm going to take with me to Blade Show and see if I can make some younger fella's day by giving him a really good deal on some of these more budget friendly knives. They're ones to where like I don't want to give in my giveaways, but because of what I paid for them, I kind of want a little bit back. If I'm gonna let them go, I at least want a little bit of money back from what I paid for them. Because otherwise, I'd rather just keep them. So no, not trying to be mean to you guys, but yeah. Why can't I remember the name of this? This is gonna piss me off. Kubi, Colin Martin design. The Royal. That's the name of it. The Royal. Or Royale. However you want to say it. But that's what this guy is. That's what it is. The Kubi Royale. I'm glad I figured that out. Because that was going to start bugging me. Yeah, not the Vagrant. It's the Royale. And this was the transparent jade G10, and I soaked it in some gray RIT dye, so it's less of a jade color, less green and more gray in it. So it's kind of got that smoky, that dark smoke look to it. Came out really nice. I was really happy with how it took that gray and changed that up. Because I don't like that jade color. The jade G10 color, nah, gross. This is much better. There's more gray than there is green in it. Much better, definitely better. But yeah, so let's plan on that. Before I go, there is one thing that I do want to share for y'all. Just as a reminder, I'm not going to do a giveaway because, again, I'm trying to save money for Blade Show, especially since I've got the extra added bonus expense of taking my son. Uh, when it's just me, I can do taking care of me at a very low expense as far as food and lodging and everything. But when I've got the kid with me, I've got to spend a little more to take care of him a little bit better. Um, but the little fun speakers that I've got that I love so much, right now, both the black one. Hold on, let me share screen so you're looking at them instead of my ugly face. There we go. All right. So right now, these cool little Oro speakers off of Amazon, the black one, which is really, as you can see in this photo, it's more of a like a dark, like gunmetal gray color, not really a black. So that's that color, and then the purple one, which would be a great Mother's Day gift. Mother's Day's not too terribly far away, not too long after Easter, but a Mother's Day gift. If the lady in your life likes purple, the purple one is also $10 right now. 7-watt little speaker that you can throw your little micro SD cards into with a playlist on it, or Bluetooth it to any device. Link up like 2 or 3 of them together. Yeah, these things, I love them. I love these little speakers. They're so cool and they're so well built. They really feel robust. Those of you who have gotten one from one of my giveaways, you know what I'm talking about. Great little speakers. I'm surprised the blue one's not listed right now. They're out of the blue one. I really love the blue. The blue looks sick. The red looks sick, and that black looks sick as well. I'm personally not a fan of purple, especially the lighter colored purple. Yeah, not a dark purple, but the light purple. Not really my thing. Uh, Not my color. But yeah, $10. $10 for one of these. That's one hell of a deal. Make an awesome little inexpensive Mother's Day gift. Or you can get the black one for yourself. Or hang on to it till Father's Day in June. But either way, great little speakers. That's an insanely good price for something like this. It's a quality speaker. Highly recommend. But yeah, I'll leave you guys with that. No. No. That's terrible, Mimo. That's terrible. Oh my gosh. Now it's sinking. Okay. All right. We're going to leave it at that. Mimo, you're the man. You're the man when it comes to these. You're something else. Applause. Applause. All right. Y'all have a great weekend. I'll see you in the chats elsewhere on others' lives. And y'all take care. And I'll see some of y'all next Friday. As long as everything goes smoothly next week, should be doing a live next Friday. Maybe we'll do one of these speakers as a giveaway. Who knows? We'll see. No promises, but y'all have a good one. Take care. Thank you, Marco, for your stellar humor. Coming in clutch right at the end. Y'all have a good weekend. Bye bye.